teams to find out who's the #1 seed out of the group. Let's get down to the field.
The battle for French supremacy continues here on this wonderful Friday in San Diego. I am Stumpy, joined by CJ. And my word, what an exciting penultimate series we've got for everybody today.
Here we go, baby. Everything on the line here. The battle for French supremacy. Let's get it started.
This is going to, I think, really settle quite a few conversations because France is such a tight-knit community. There's a lot of fans that spread across both teams, a lot of org pressure on them both, but the pressure immediately going in favor of Karmine Corp. Alpha working his way out of that corner straight to reduce him. And these boys, in the tunnel earlier when I saw them, they were like shoving each other around on both teams. They're having so much fun. They're great friends on the pitch. They are the deadliest enemies.
They absolutely want to take each other out in this one as well. We obviously saw in the first regional Vitality such a strong performance, carrying their points really for this major, but they couldn't get over the line in the grand final against this team, against the Blue Wall K-Corp.
I mean, talking about this grand finals, K-Corp, they make a home there. Over in Europe, they finished first in our first event versus Vitality. They came first again versus Team Liquid, and then they came second. Only grand finals for this team. Starting it off though, early chances. Vitality having a couple of shots on target, but the crossbar's stopping them early.
Yeah, but K-Corp, they've still got a big question mark, and that is, can they do it on land? If it's there, gets the bar down. I thought that one might have gone wide for a second there, but it is K-Corp to open it up.
Crossbar down, the Vatira Itachi combination. Exotic trying to hunt for the defender that no longer exists. A minute gone and a goal in the net.
The Blue boys are smiling about that one as well. Vatira knew that he might have almost missed that one, but it does go in nonetheless. That's the player that he is. Even his missed shots are still barred down.
Chance for Vatira to make it two, goes backboard. Alpha with an uncharacteristic miss and gets tapped along by Sizen. Vatira found by one of the midfield players on Karmine Corp, that blue wall. Not being stressed too much so far by Vitality, flicked high by Alpha, but again, that three-man rotation from Karmine Corp staying ever so strong.
It's that man indeed, Alpha 54. He can be the catalyst for this side. If they want to take down the might of K-Corp, it's got to have to be Alpha 54 stepping up. We see what he can do. He can 1v3 teams. We're going to need it here.
The backboard is owned by Exotic until Alpha comes in and steals the D. Tries to go for that double tap. Instead, now it falls Vatira midfield. No reset. Instead, the strong 50 Redosing following up from Sizen's block. Flips himself back onto that wall. The mechanics from every single player on these teams blows me away. Their recoveries are phenomenal. Chance is starting to appear for Vitality, however, as we get 2 minutes into game number 1. It's open, but it's Redosing yet again.
Redosing just clutching up defensively here. Vitality, they still need a goal. One goal down here, half the game to go. K-Corp, they just look so settled. The way that they can just compose themselves such an early stage of this series as well is impressive.
Redosing in his online times has been a defender to be trifled with. He is unreal. When he sits on that goal line, you have to put forward a worldie of a shot, didn't have a chance of it going in, then you see him on offense. He is a one-man montage.
Yeah, he has been the man as well. That shot just goes wide. Alpha couldn't quite get that one off the left post. Vitality could be a costly miss here. K-Corp, they don't give you many chances, Stumpy. When you get that opportunity, you have to take it.
The midfield starting to become ever more present as we develop through this first game. Itachi trying to bump one of the Vitality players off that ball. Vatira goes high, fakes low. Instead, Alpha reads him entirely. Lands with the ball. Is going to be continuing on this play. Exotic to clear it away towards that midfield. And Vatira, his aggression, trying to go for the defender before the shot even begins.
Alpha 54 off the ceiling, does get the fake. Maybe a bump out on Itachi as well. Open opportunity. Exotic's there, just powers it down the other end. Vitality, they're starting to get some offensive looks. K-Corp so far have all the answers.
90 seconds remain. Vatira shoot again, but Alpha can clear it away towards that right wall. Straight away, Karmine Corp continue to swarm. Backboard found yet again by Alpha. Cleared central. Itachi goes high, but with two defenders on him, he has to get it very cleverly around Redosing. Instead, Alpha is able to receive. Vatira gets caught a little bit too far up, can get that midfield boost, and so the Karmine Corp offense can carry on.
They're just struggling with the midfield here, Vitality. They can't find a way through this. K-Corp, just offensive pressure. They've got the boost control. Redosing's in net. Radicino, if you don't mind, as well. He's changed his name. That's beautiful stuff. And Sizen now does get a pop over the top. K-Corp pushing forward, 50 seconds on the clock. What can Vitality do? Is it K-Corp that's going to perhaps let them in a little bit here? Redosin passed across Alpha 54, can't quite get the shot.
The speed from Karmine Corp to cover every single angle. They know what Vitality want to do, whether it's an infield pass or go to the backboard, maybe even try a solo play. Instead, Karmine are there. They're swarming like bees after that ball. Every time. A double chance over Vatira. Not on that time. It's actually to the backboard, saved away by Sizen. Now it's the 3v2.
Maybe the shot comes out. No, Vatira again. The 1-on-2 gets the save here. 17 seconds. Vitality have to find an opening. What can they do? Maybe a pass across Redosin. It's going to be pushing up midfield. Exotic parries it back to his corner. Vatira's there. 10 seconds left. Demo coming out. Pass it infield. Sizen with the shot. Puts it away. Vitality tie it up.
Sizen with 5 seconds left realizes it is do or die, and the pass from Redosin is clinical.
Just slots it in between both K-Corp defenders, and Vitality, they needed to find something. 5 seconds left. We're looking towards overtime.
Kickoff can be incredibly vital with Alpha picking up that left mid boost. It goes to the ceiling. Can't quite get it round Exotic. It's going central with the pass. Sizen fancied yet another infielder.
It was there, and I love that 1 second on the clock to have the... It's courageous to look for that infield pass. It's so easy to just throw a shot on net, but that's what we like to see from Vitality. They're getting more comfortable in this game, and against K-Corp, that is what they need. Now 54. Just get a touch here. He's got low boost to work with. Does pass it to Vatira. Redosin puts it to the corner. Exotic's just controlling all of that boost. K-Corp look like they've got a little bit to work with here in the back half.
But they have a lot of time to try and just receive that ball, know where they're passing out to. Sizen going central with that too. KC players committing onto it. The first 30 seconds has gone with a decent amount of Vitality pressure as well. Sizen 15 in that back left corner versus Atashi. That comes out wonderfully towards Alpha. That's completely open. That's Redosin to shoot. That's Redosin to crack the blue wall.
Vitality have dead set, stolen game number 1 here. 1-0 down until 5 seconds left, and they get the OT winner as well. Redosin puts it away.
KC have got ridiculous stats when they score first in a game as well. They've got a 96% win rate when they score first. They were 51-2 going into that game. That's now 51-3. That is unbelievably unlikely for Vitality to win that, and yet, sub 5% chance. That is how strong the French region is, and that is what Vitality can achieve.
This is what happens on land, though. We just get these statistical anomalies. You think that K-Corp, they're going to be able to lock it in, but it just wasn't meant to be there. In Vitality, they find a way. I love the fact they were able to clutch up and just show that poise under pressure.
That energy from Redosin too. Screaming, shouting, knowing exactly what it is they needed to do and how much this series means to these teams as well. Because coming into this, their group, Group B, is not settled. We're in the 3rd round. However, KC, if they beat Vitality, they get that first seed. They get that bye into the top 8, the quarterfinals. Even if they lose 2-3 in the series, they still make it through as first seed.
That's nice.
Vitality cannot lose 2 games, otherwise they will be going either 2nd or 3rd.
Well, they're off to a good start. They're off to a fantastic start here, Vitality. Let's see what they can just move that, get some confidence from that game number 1. I mean, just pinching that game. You have to think that maybe K-Corp was starting to think about that was the one that got away. They should have locked that in, a 1-0 game. It wasn't meant to be. It's Vitality here with the go-ahead game.
I mean, it was final 5 seconds when Sizen scored that first goal for Vitality too. It was so last minute, and yet Vitality continued through. And Karmine Corp, they're one of the tournament favourites as well.
And the best of 5 as well. This is a huge game. Vitality could be moving on to series point. Number 1 seed.
It feels so soon to say that.
It does.
It's the best of 5. Every game, it brings you that much closer. And with this pressure, immediately, the 3-man passing play. Vitality, a conveyor belt of teeth.
Vitality have shown up to play here against the number 1 in Europe, if you don't mind. Redosin again, he was the man, the hero last game in the overtime, and he opens it up here in game number 2.
Scoring 3 goals in what, about 40 seconds of in-game time is fantastic for them. Karmine Corp now trailing here on Forbidden Temple. Alpha to the ceiling, but Vatira to block back into the corner. The intelligent play is much, much harder to score from those corners, of course. Itachi with 30 boost, gets the ceiling, has the but he also meets Redosin in the sky.
I love seeing Vitality's confidence to push downfield, look for that passing option, steal some boost, and just work that passing game right now. K-Corp, they're not watching the infields, they're not watching that extra pass, and Vitality, they're capitalizing on that.
And Vitality diving in on as many balls earlier as we saw Karmine Corp doing. That is a fantastic shot from Alpha. 50 going near target, but does get saved away. The second shot not finding its way in either. Alpha beating out 2. Just needs to get the third, but instead absolutely wallops it towards that far side.
Yeah, Vitality still have a lot of pressure here. They've got all the boost control right now. K-Corp trying to push downfield. Vatira with the challenge. That's going to open up for Radosin. He's got a little bit of time. Does get 50'd out by Itachi. Again, Vitality straight back on the attack, forcing it out there awkward. The wrong front post here, K-Corp. But now Vatira, perhaps the one-on-one pops it over the top. Does get blocked by Sizen.
When you see Vatira charging down at your own net,
It's scary.
it's terrifying. Yeah, it's like seeing a horde of bulldogs charging at you. It's like, well, I don't really know what I can do here.
A horde of bulldogs?
Yeah, I don't know what the actual term is. A pack? A murder of bulldogs? I don't know, CJ.
I don't think it's a horde, but...
I don't know what it is.
Anyway.
It's terrifying, whatever.
Well, we're saying that Itachi's getting flip resets over here. Alpha 54 is going to be able to put that one to the side. Sizen perhaps a pass downfield for Alpha. He's got no boost, going to have to grab that corner. Instead, forces a double commit. Radosin gets the challenge as well. Sizen gets beaten out. K-Corp, the speed gets him out of trouble.
2 minutes have elapsed and Karmine Corp still lacking by that one early 30-second goal. Great movement by Alpha there to go on the backboard. Knows that is going to be where Itachi fancies a double. His double taps are near negative angles at times.
Yeah, Vitality, they're just getting a lot of room downfield right now. A lot of room to work with. Maybe Exotic can get a pass across. Vatira shot, slots that bottom right corner. K-Corp tie it up. It was just the ingenuity here. Itachi, Vatira, the double commit, but that means Vatira's downfield for the passing option. He turns, he demands that ball, and he slots it home.
You see Vatira waiting towards that far post, completely open, out of the blind spot as well of Vitality. They are not aware that he's there necessarily, can receive the ball, can get the equalising goal.
This is more like the K-Corp that we've seen online. I know T-Bates is he's a bit of a non-believer right now of K-Corp on land, but this is what we need to see. More of those goals, more of that creativity.
Alpha dribbling near enough around the side of Exotic, but caught and got control of by, I was going to say the Frenchman, that's literally all of them. Exotic bumping one out the way, gets that central, but Alpha from the backboard yet again. A lot of players going to that backboard, but it's completely covered. Vitality yet again, Radosin this time.
Now it is K-Corp, maybe the edge rule, but follow-up, Itachi gets the goal. Great play from Exotic.
And look at where Exotic comes from too. He lands on the backboard from that previous challenge and can then just go straight towards Sizen, knocks him out of the way. The pins are down, you can just send the ball clean through.
Yeah, he got a heavy enough first touch that he thought, well, I'm just going to go for the bump now. He couldn't get back to the ball. Just great play in the moment there. And it is Exotic, and maybe it's here. It's here off the kickoff. No, it's going follow-up. He does get the goal. K-Corp out of nowhere for going bang, bang, bang.
When it rains, it pours, and the blue wall is dropping bricks on the head of Vitality. 3 goals now with 2 minutes remaining. A little think must be happening for the boys in yellow.
Vitality had so much confidence. They had the pressure, the field control. Another kickoff goal.
Another!
Vatira. Oh, down the line. Radosin makes a miracle save and maybe keeps this game alive for Vitality.
Diving across, knowing how important keeping out that 4th goal would be. Vatira off the sky, on the backboard, 0 boost! The dream not quite there.
Oh, they're coming alive now.
Yeah, buddy.
K-Corp. We're seeing the time and space they're going to be able to utilise right now. Vatira, Stacks is talking about it. He is him, and he's showing it right now. Open net, puts it away. K-Corp get there 4th.
Vatira yet again going for that double off the sidewall, doesn't make it. It bounces back out from Itachi, who nips perfectly in front of Radosin. That smidge of speed yet again benefiting the blue wall.
Exactly, they picked up the pace here, K-Corp. They picked up the pressure, and it's caught Vitality out. They're not sure, but it felt like previously they were expecting him too much. Maybe a pass across Itachi.
Oh!
That is top bins.
Oh, that is disgusting. That is revolting. How dare you do that on Friday? Exotic rightwards, Itachi top binwards.
He didn't even jump. He just threw into the ball. He knew where it was going and didn't even bother following up either. That is top right corner. Perfect placement there. K-Corp, well, maybe they were asleep. Maybe they were asleep game 1.
They are alive.
Oh, not again, not again.
Vatira tries to go for that 6th goal. They literally were 3-1 up less than a minute ago, and they've scored 2 since.
Exactly. You don't want to go anywhere in this game of Rocket League. Anything can happen right now, and Vatira's making everything happen for K-Corp. What can he do off the ceiling? Sizen might be able to push that one away. Vitality 4 goals down. This is all but over. Exotic drop down. Itachi blocked out.
Seeing those drop downs from a defender position is horrible. You have to fly straight up and just pray that your car happens to fall in the right place. Vatira attempted to get yet another pass central, but in the final 40 seconds it falls to Itachi to get a 50 with the reset. Gets that central, a pre-jump from Vatira. Exotic to follow. Vatira again to try and swipe it wide. Doesn't matter, they're still 4 clear.
K-Corp just playing with their food right now. They're having fun out here, game number 2. They've got to get that all-important equaliser here in the best of 5. They want the first thing, Vatira flip reset, blocked out. Maybe the follow-up, Itachi, sorry, that was. Maybe another shot here. K-Corp, they want 6, they might want the Brazil.
If you look closely enough, on the blue side of the pitch, the grass has grown about twice as long because no cars have driven over it for the last 3 or 4 minutes. This has been entirely on the orange side of the pitch. Sizen unable to get that Cooksteer pinch. Instead, Karmine Corp with a statement on Forbidden Temple.
Oh, Vitality, they need to take this 60 seconds for all they're worth here and reset right now because K-Corp, it feels like that snowball is just getting bigger and bigger right now. They could run away with this series.
That's what it looks like when they come alive.
Yep.
That is the terrifying team that you will be facing down as Vitality. And they must be thinking right now, thank gosh we got that first game. Getting that overtime goal is huge.
And look at that man there, Vatira, with a hat-trick in that game, MVP as well. 8 shots, 3 goals. Helped out by Itachi as well. K-Corp on fire.
And Vatira in this competition right now leads the entire event in score per game with 530 on average. That is revoltingly high, and he even beat it in this one, 541. He's performing technically above average score-wise, but just the way that he moves around the pitch and having, what, 8 shots on target and scoring nearly half of them? He is clinical.
16 shots there for K-Corp, 5 goals there, nearly going to 30%. I mean, they're just deadly right now, and as we said, as soon as they picked up the pace, as soon as they switched it up, Vitality, they had no answers at all for the rest of the game. Maybe that 60 seconds can work wonders here. How do they step up and face that pressure?
I mean, that's the question for Coach Ferrer as well, one of the most intelligent minds in Rocket League. He's one of the most established players we've ever seen.
Oh,
and
no,
that
was
is an unfortunate open net miss to kick off the 3rd game.
Oh, Radosin off the kickoff could have found it. Perhaps he might get the follow-up. No, he puts it wide again off the crossbar. Itachi gets the save. Vitality, that could have been the perfect start. Maybe Sizen off the ceiling, pass down. Alpha 54 can't quite get it. Follow-up shot goes wide.
Sizen now, chance to try and continue this pressure. With no boost, however, it's going to be a challenge to get around Itachi, and he does not manage to do so, but did a great job. A double tap in the corner, Radosin going back to that leopard-printed monstrosity that we all know and love. Alpha now from his own half gets back into the blue half, thankfully. Going to be quite different from
great demo.
The previous game. Double demo for Alpha. Is it in? You bet it is.
He's picking up from the bull. He just goes to physical play right there. Alpha can't get in the game mechanically, but he finds other avenues to score. Sizen does clean it up. Vitality get the first on the board.
If you can't get the ball, get the man. And if you're going to get the man, you better send 2 feet studs up towards his shins.
That's a bit violent, but I agree with you there. Let's see what he can do now. 54 off the still. He's got a reset. Fake the musty. Oh, no! 54, ladies and gentlemen.
Alpha 54. You beast! Faking the musty, going low, the immediate wave dash to the floor, popping it above 2. That is what he is capable of.
He baited the flip reset, he baited the musty flick, and then he just popped it over the top, sliding it in the left-hand side. Vitality, what a way to respond after that last game.
And 2 so soon in the opening minute of Game 3 is going to be confidence-inspiring for them.
Here now gets a shot on it. That's just got to go in out of nowhere. Vitality capitulating defense. What happened here on the ball? Alpha's in net front post. He doesn't get the save. Radosin can't reach it either. K-Corp just get a gimme goal there. And Vitality, after a perfect start, Alpha 54 popping off, they just let the easiest of goals. And against a side like K-Corp, you don't want this to happen because Vatira off kickoff might be able to get another one hand off to Itachi. And it goes there.
It turns around just like that sometimes. Vatira manages to get it past 2 of them, completely forgoes the ball as well, and just dives in front of where Radosin needs to be. He doesn't even go straight for Radosin there, because he might miss him. He dives where Radosin has to be, occupies his space, and body blocks inside him.
He had no boost, the touch was too heavy, that was his only option, but he pre-flips the bump to open it up for Itachi, and all of a sudden, 20 seconds later, Stumpy, we've got a tie ball game.
We've only had a minute and a half in this game so far, and it has been bonkers. As Exotic going towards that net, the top corner not found, as Sizer can save it away, gets around 2 players as well, and the third, that net is completely open, but who's going to win this foot race?
Can't quite get the touch though, Central, and now K-Corp might be able to parry this one away. Redosin gets the touch, he does go around Exotic, Vatira's there to clear that one. This is a little bit dangerous. Redosin over to Alpha 54, he's got a bit of boost, what can he work with? Fakes the touch out. Maybe a Redosin touchback, but that's not what they wanted. The demo coming out for Tira. He's circling like a shark here. What can K-Corp do? Saved out by Size, and that was huge.
The idea from Size in there to not panic, don't go for the ball straight away, you don't need to, you're not going to boost to go for it either. Just chill, but as the net is open, Redosin has to dive in front miraculously. The pressure for Karmine Corp is building.
Gee, Vitality, to think that they could be going down right now in this game after such a perfect start, but that's what K-Corp can do. That's the pressure that they bring. They're never out of any game right now, and Sizen throws an infield, no one's there. Vitality sitting back, they're panicking, they're worried about just the offense, the pressure from K-Corp.
Tachi into that corner, goes alongside Redosin and Alpha, double committed on that ball. Vitality cannot get messy. Past Central, but Vatira unfortunately finding no one. Fans, by the way, in the arena, every single touch feels like their hearts are stopping. The double touch for Exotic, not managing to lead to a goal on that occasion.
This could be open, Sizing like, I can't quite get it on target there. Alpha 54, brilliant save in defense. Vitality finding a way to keep this ball game tied, which sounds crazy. They were 2-0 up in this game. What can they do here? Alpha 54 has got boost. Can he get a bump over the top? Vatira does get the save across. Itachi gets the follow-up. K-Corp straight out of defense. The big EU clear is on net. Exotic gets the control. He's going to be able to get a 50-50 here. Maybe a follow-up as well. Sizer carries it across, but Exotic, so much value out of his touches.
90 seconds remain in game number 3. They're drawn 2-all, 1-all in the series. It could not be closer. Sizen going for that double off the sidewall, but blocked out by Exotic. Itachi now on the charge alongside his teammate. Redosin blocking it out very thankfully for Vitality. 27 boost for Tira. He's done more with less, but instead Redosin is able to block it. That's Central. Sizen up way earlier, up for the double, but you know that Vatira is going to block it out. Gets that second touch as well. That counter-attacking play from KC is utterly deadly.
They've just got so much confidence in defense. They want to be on offense. Maybe it must be Flea. Can't quite get it. Vatira's in net. Vitality just looking a little bit awkward right now in the transition in defense. Vatira does get blocked out. Maybe Alpha can get the 50-50. Vatira's in the corner. This could be dangerous. Is there an infield pass?
Itachi receiving that play from his own corner. Vatira, my word! Assisting with 46 seconds left. These late game heroics.
As soon as you saw him in that corner, you just knew he was going to make some magic happen, and that's what he did right there. Alpha 54, can he make some magic happen? Flip reset, double touch goes wide, and the follow-up from Redosin can't quite go in. Now Sizen's in a little bit of trouble having to defend. Alpha 54 cuts rotation and keeps Vitality in the offense.
Itachi touching intelligently onto that backboard, but then lets that ball go quite errantly. Zero boost, Itachi versus Redosin instead. Exotic fancies a chance on it. Gets bumped around, and now 20 seconds remain. Karmine Corp, are they able to shut this down at just through 2? That's open, that's Sizen with 30 moves, flicks over 1, but no bump coming in towards Itachi.
10 seconds left for Redosin. What can he do here? Vitality need to find another equalizer. Late game heroics, they did it in game number 1. Maybe the shot, maybe it's the steal, and no, Alpha 54 gets the save. Still in the air. It's kept up. Alpha pops it over the top. Babs the shot on net, goes straight direct. It goes out! K-Corp hold on by the skin of their teeth.
You could see a gap in that blue wall. The near own goal at 0 seconds. But they stay firm. And that was Vitality up by 2 as well. They let it go 3-2 in the end. I don't even know what their stats are. When they score first, they win 80% of their games. When they score 2, it must be near 100. That is unfortunate for them, but that counter-attacking play from Karmine Corp, it was the rapid goals as well to shut them down.
And Vitality again, imagine if they stole it again, brought it to overtime. We saw what they did in game number 1, but gee, they have to be thinking about that 2-0 lead that they just let up so easily, kick-off goals and misplays in defense there, and you can't do that against K-Corp. They're just going to punish you. They're going to get those goals every day of the week, and they're going to capitalise.
Chance yet again for Ferro to be using that big, beautiful French brain of his to figure out what on earth they can do against a team that seems to never tilt. A team that seems to just see that grand finals and think, oh, we will get there. You are just a stepping stone. We will get to that point.
They're dead set robots here, K-Cob. Let's see what Vitality can do here. Utopia Coliseum, game number 4, everything on the line. They want the number 1 seed. You want to go through to Sunday, and almost Alpha off the kickoff.
These early goals not necessarily meaning, however, a game win. KC have been broken on that. Vitality have been broken on that. It all depends on how you finish at the end of those 5 minutes.
Exotic gets the touch, Batira. A little bit awkward in defense. Vitality starting this strong, and it was off that kickoff already. They've got the boost, they've got the pressure, but that corner touch isn't going to do them any favors. This could be a touch here, blocked out huge by Exotic, and a touch, he does get the save as well. K-Corp on the ropes early, low boost.
Tachi send that ball long, Sizen to receiver, sending it to no one, only 8 boost. Exotic will surely catch that, he does. With 40, he sees Vatira central. Vatira can catch. There's no way he gets this angle. Instead, he forces that pass and gets that corner boost. Right now, Karmine Corp starting to just build up that arsenal for them to attack with.
Alpha does get the 50 on 2. Babel touches in there. He's a little bit awkward. Does get a huge save to the corner. K-Corp still holding on. Vitality starting this game well. They want to force a game number 5.
With that game win as well, Karmine Corp have secured number 1 seed in their group. So this is now Vitality playing, seeing where they are going to be finishing instead. 90 seconds gone. Vitality, can they bring this 1 to 5?
This is a great practice as well, and in such a land format situation against the best team in Europe, Vitality, they want to make a statement here. They want to bring it to 5, lock in a better seed coming out of the group stage, but K-Corp looking to end it right here, right now.
The midfield starting to get a lot more worn down as these teams have had already quite a big series. By the fact it's only been 3 games, it feels like it's been a lot more than that. Sizen sending it high, actually towards the goal, but Itachi has enough wherewithal to know that that is going to be a threatening shot regardless. Alpha up for that double touch, but blocked out by Exotic. Any touch would have sent him off his groove, and Sizen round the side, but can't quite get that second on the dish.
Vitality, they've been in offense for 2 minutes, but they've got no reward for their hard work right now. Score's still 0-0. Maybe the touch for Tira. Sizen slots it away. Vitality get the first.
A beautiful pass central for Alpha as well. Gets that threatening idea of a bump in Vatira's head, makes him go high, can't make any contact with it, and Sizen, as he's in the air, can tap it just below the crossbar. Vitality with another game lead. But as I said at the start, it all depends on how you finish.
They deserve to go for all their hard work at the start of this game, and they get a bit of reward for effort here. Let's see if they can open it up again, get their second on the board. Exotic's downfield, this is dangerous. It's going to go wide. Sizen picking up the corner boost. Itachi gets a crazy angle. Now 54's ready for it as well.
0 chance I would have read that if I was a player, by the way.
K-Corp just in every situation. Flip reset. Save out Itachi, and Exotic gets the follow-up.
Vatira starting to use every tool that's available to him. The tap on the nose, the touch with the dummy, onto that right-hand post for Exotic to be able to send it in. 1-1 in our derby.
Gee, I'd love to play second man behind Vatira. Just let him absolutely decimate, demolish that defense, and then play clean-up crew. K-Corp get the equalizer, must flick off the kickoff. Sizen carries a wide, but the demo comes out as well. Itachi off the ceiling. Alpha 54 gets faked. Vatira's up, maybe a double touch. Gets it across, no one there.
2 minutes remain, and Sizen wanted to get the second goal for Vitality. 3 players right in his view from Karmine Corp. That sea of blue is going to be shutting him down on this attempt. Exotic toward the centre, no boost however, and so gets caught out by Sizen, who does fancy the double instead. Alpha comes in and decides that he wants to go for that 50. Vatira now works it around Radosin. It's a 1v1, but with Vatira, you know for a fact it's going to be impossible.
Oh, the first touch was too heavy. He couldn't get the follow-up. He tried to squish it off the crossbar. No follow-up now. Vatira having to chase back last man. Score's still tied up. Minute 30 on the clock. Let's see what Vitality can do. They throw the ball away, though. That gives Itachi a little bit of a chance. 20 boost, not much to work with. Locked out there. Low boost on the side of Vitality as well. Radosin sitting in the middle with 0. Maybe a double touch. Goes wide. No follow-up as well. Vitality clear it out.
A minute 20, Itachi to the ceiling. Radosin backboard clears it away nicely this time. but Utopia is seeing an absolute battle begin.
Oh, Vatira, you just feel like something's cooking here. He's got a solo play, he's got a Meki goal in him right now, but Alpha 54 does get the clear downfield. Exotic with the pre-jump, puts it away.
Exotic, midfield, 0 boost cover, gets it round 1 by going low in the end. Redosin, haven't seen him too much in this game, but sends it high towards Seisner, who's just got a boost steal too. The boost becoming quite low for Karmine Corp as Vitality push.
We need to get a goal right here, right now. Oh, that's going to be on target. Redosin, great positioning. Alpha 54, here's the solo player. Itachi's pre-jumping off the roof.
Oh.
Huge block out there. Huge play. Exotic with the follow-up, maybe in the center for Vatira. Vatira! Vatira, you freak!
30 seconds and Vatira manages to receive that absurd angle from Exotic. 2 defenders, but 1 Vatira to defend against.
There's only one player that knew where that exotic touch was going, and that was Vatira. He was ready for it, he trusted his teammate, and they do get the lead, and they might get it off the kickoff as well. Seisman with a huge fake. He's in a little bit of trouble backwards right now. Exotic might just be able to walk the ball through, but Vitality holds strong.
Full elbows out for everybody on this pitch right now. Vitality playing to make sure this gets to 5. A 50 with Vatira in that 6-yard box.
Here we go now. What can Vitality do? Can they get a touch? 10 seconds on the clock. Itachi's trying to put it away. They want to lock this one out. Redosin can't quite get it.
5 seconds left. Vatira left wing is found. Itachi to Donka onwards. Alpha to the sky, but with a blue wall in front of him, that ball will only be finding the ground. Karmine Corp are your #1 seed going through from Group B.